So we know that last week, River was able to open up the trunk of Lilo's car and he saw Lilo's body. Now, this week they bring us back to a close-up. Some people were saying, oh, well, they got rid of Lilo's body parts. Well, when you take a look at the picture of Lilo's body in the car, there's literally his head there, his arm. I see a torso, blood all over him. It is so bad to the point where River literally has to throw up. And upon him throwing up walks Elder Mother Marva. So as I stated, Elder Mother walks up to River, and her basic of her conversation was just to tell River that she sees him talking to Ruth and that she shouldn't be talking to Ruth. So in the meantime, River is making an excuse saying that, Elder Mother, I really have to throw up. I ate something bad and I really need to go. And Elder Mother, she was like, what is that smell? And now everybody is smelling this scent that's coming from Lilo's car, but everybody is coming up with excuses as to what it is they're smelling. So River tells her that he has to use the bathroom or that he was using the bathroom, which is what she was smelling. So with that being said, of course, Elder Mother goes into the conversation of, "Are you insulting my girls and their cooking?" And he says, "No, I'm not insulting their cooking. I'm just saying that I ate something bad." And so she says, "Well, what did you eat?" And he says some bad fruit. And then she says, "Well, where did you get it from?" She says, "Off the ground." And he agrees, just anything to, get Elder Mother to hush and move on. Um, and like I said, her basis of her stopping and talking to River was just to let him know, I see you talking to Ruth, and you should not be talking to Ruth. There's no reason why you should be talking to Ruth. So with that being said, we'll see if he gets caught talking to Ruth again, especially by Elder Mother Marvel. So then we have Elder Mother Marva and Melinda. Now, Elder Mother Marva has made her way back to the punishment trailer where Melinda is, and she makes it known that she was not finished with her punishment. She was interrupted, so now she's gonna finish. And of course, she's Melinda is in that electric chair, and she is being electrocuted multiple times by Elder Mother Marva. And at this point, Melinda still has no idea why she's being punished. She just knows that she's being punished. Elder Mother Marva's not really offering any explanation. She just know that Melinda made the highest mad, and the highest was mad at Elder Mother Marva. Therefore, she's gonna take out the punishment that she receives. Elder Mother Marva, she's taking that out on Melinda in this electric chair. So now we have River. River has made his way to the finance trailer to where Joan is. He goes in there and he lets Joan know that Lilo is dead, that he found Lilo's body in his car. And Joan is asking questions. How is his body in the car? Who killed him? Who did this and that? At the end of the day, Joan is just like as confused as everybody else who is discovering that Lilo's body is in that vehicle, i.e., River. So River says to, or Joan says to River that the only person that really said anything about Lilo's car or about Lilo was Oliver. Oliver said that he had left. So at some point they're probably gonna put two and two together and realize that Oliver had something to do with Lilo's disappearance. But at the end of the day, you guys, this, like I said, creates a major problem. Joan was waiting for Lilo to bring more money to the Rockadushi compound because she had already transferred money to the cartel. Now, if she goes back into the system and transfers money out, the cartel is going to automatically know that money has been taken, and they're gonna come looking for the looking at the Rakadushi and probably gonna kill all of them. But at the end of the day, just like River said, if the highest finds out about Lilo's body, about Lilo being dead, he's gonna probably try to go ahead and ring that alarm and go ahead and kill all of us. So as River and Joan are discussing, that the fact that Lilo is dead, it ruins their plan. They're saying that the only way, or John is saying the only way that we could transfer the money, even yeah, the cartel is going to know about it, but the only way we can transfer this money is if we use a different computer that's locked away in the safe, and that she believes that that safe has a hotspot in it, because there is no internet or no Wi-Fi or anything on the Rocket compound. Now, my thinking is they need to get Daikon's computer. But at the end of the day, they're not thinking about Daikon's computer. So, like she said, the computer that they can use, that can transfer the money with, is locked away. Now, they don't know the combination, but Ruth absolutely has those master keys. Now, this is the question. Will Ruth use those keys to help them get into that computer? Um, we're gonna have to wait and see, because Ruth was already in denial, saying that she didn't have the keys as it is. So we're gonna have to see what Ruth decides upon that. But for the most part, you guys, these Joan and River are pretty much screwed. That's all I can say. They are pretty much screwed. Their plan of getting off that Rocket compound at this moment is currently non-existent. So Clark and Daikon are in the woods, and they're having a conversation. Daikon asked Clark, why did Oliver stop me from hitting the girl? And um, uh, basically, he wanted to know, was Oliver having sex with either one of the girls? Of course, for a moment, Clark denied it because he did not want to be punished. Because basically, Oliver is one of his best men. So if Oliver is punished, Clark Intel is going to be punished as well. So finally, Clark go ahead and lets Daikon know, yes, Daikon was, or that Oliver was sleeping with Lacey, having sex with Lacey. And so with that being said, Daikon, he snatches up Clark and hits him. He says, you knew, and you didn't tell me the truth. And like Clark said, look, I didn't want to be punished. And so at first he was threatening to send Clark to the punishment trailer. So Clark was literally on his knees begging, like, please, 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 have mercy on me, Daikon. And so Daikon basically told him, if we don't find these people that have escaped, then you're going to go to that punishment trailer. You're going to be punished along with Oliver. So, like I said, you guys, Daikon has put the pressure on Clark to find those Rakadushi members who have tried to escape. And after he has punched the man, knocked him to the ground, he helps him stand up, and he tells him, you better find him or you're going to be punished. And then he says, oh, and brush yourself off. And he helps him brush the leaves off of his back and out of his hair. Can y'all say abusive relationship to the third degree? Daikon is just weird that he would, he would punish him, but then he would have somewhat of a little bit of empathy for him. But I don't think it's so much as empathy, because at the end of the day, if he can't find those cult members, then is definitely going to be sent to that punishment trailer. But I just thought it was funny. I needed to add that part where Clark is cleaned up by Daikon after being hit by him. So Lacey and Oliver are talking from trailer to trailer, punishment trailer to punishment trailer. Um, uh, Oliver tells Lacey, I've been over here thinking, but I can't come up with anything to basically help us get out of this situation. So Lacey says, well, I'm going to tell that Ruth and Joan want to leave the Retribution compound. And so Oliver says, you can't do that. You can't, you can't tell on them. You can't do that to those ladies or to them. I'm trying, and she was like, why do you care about them? And Oliver says, I'm just trying to, I'm trying to protect them. There's no hope for us. Like, there's literally no hope for us. But for them, I can, we can help them. But for us, there's no hope. And so he also tells her, if you tell that they want to leave, then they're gonna be punished, and we're still gonna get killed. We're not leaving out of this punishment trailer unscathed. So just keep your basically just don't tell on them. Don't try to reveal anything, about the ladies wanting to leave. Because it's really not gonna, it's not gonna help at all. It's not gonna help us at all. And so at this point, Oliver just says, I do know one thing, that if they come in here, I'm gonna ambush them, and I'm not going out like a little sucker. He say, I'm gonna fight my way, fight to the death if that's what I have to do. So yes, go Oliver, fight to the death if you have to, bruh. Hopefully they will spare you and you will get out of that Retribution compound. But at the end of the day, I need I'm sorry, y'all. I need Lacey to shush shush. I need her to be quiet and not try to say anything about Ruth and Joan. So Paula tells Lacey that, look, we maybe Oliver will, beat whoever it is that's trying to, attack him once he's being punished or whatever. Maybe he'll beat that individual or those people. And Lacey, she don't have no faith in her man. No, he won't, basically trying to say he's not strong enough. But at this point, Oliver is over there having a whole breakdown. He's rubbing his head like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And uh Paula tells Lacey, you can't say anything about those girls. If you say anything about Ruth and Joan, I'm gonna let Daikon know that you're lying. So you can say that that's what is going on, but I'm gonna deny the whole thing. So River approaches Ruth and lets her know that Elder Mother Marva has threatened him and said that, he should not be speaking with her anymore. And so, of course, Ruth says, well, why are you talking to me? And so he says, we have a problem. So he basically tells her about the whole situation with Lilo. He said he found him chopped up in pieces in the back of his car. And he further goes on to explain that not only is Lilo cartel, but he's also the highest parole officer, and Lilo, the highest, is will do anything to keep from going back to prison. So River tells Ruth, hey, I know you have these keys, so just give me the keys so we can get into the safe, we can transfer the money, and we can just get the heck out of here. And so Ruth is like, okay. First she's like, no, I'm not giving you the key. But then she's like, well, if I do that, I got to make sure I get Tavia as well as Callie. And River says, yes, I will do that. In other words, he'll get the kids for her, but he still, at the end of the day, he needs those keys. He says that there are 8 keys, at least 8 keys on that ring, and one of those keys have to open up that safe. So at this point, Ruth has not really made up her mind as to whether or not she's going to give him the keys. She's still deliberating, guys. I say give them the freaking keys, Ruth. Give them the keys so you guys can get the heck off the Retribution compound before the cartel get there, before the government gets there, and before the highest loses his freaking mind and tries to kill everybody. So as Ruth is still deliberating, trying to figure out if she's going to give River those keys, she says, she says she needs more info. So that's when he proceeds to let her know that one of the keys that you may have is can has access to the safe that we can actually get the computer out so we can transfer the money. And yes, the cartel will know as soon as we do it. The cartel will know, but at that point, we will have to get into Lito's car and get the heck out of Dodge. And of course, like I told y'all earlier, Ruth is still saying she needs to get her daughter and she needs to get Tally's daughter first before she does anything. So as Ruth and River are completing their conversation, I'm assuming Ruth hears someone coming around the bend of the trailer where she and River are talking. And so she picks up her basket and she starts walking away. She pushes, she looks around the bend first. She sees that it's the highest and she pushes River, out of the way. And she begins to sing this song. I can't sing it, you guys. I'm just going to give you guys the lyrics. She sings, "The sun shines, birds sing, all praise to the Raku." And the higher says, "Wow, I didn't know you could sing. That's beautiful." And so the highest, he was kind of eye to eye with Ruth. And he asked for Elder Mother Marva, and Ruth tells him, "Oh, she's in the trailer with talking to," even though we know talking to means punishing, but she's in the trailer talking to Melinda. And then the highest proceeds to say, it's kind of sad that she did that. But then he proceeds to ask Ruth as if she would know the answer to this, but he asks Ruth, um, why is Lito's car still here? Now, mind you guys, no one has told the highest that Lito's car is still here. Daikon has not said, well, they did say that the car was still, that Lilo left and that the car was still there. But the highest, he thought that it was strange, just like everybody else is thinking that it's strange that Lilo would leave the car on the Retribution compound. But he decides to ask Ruth, and Ruth is like, I don't even know Lilo. Like, what makes you think that I would know Lilo? And she says, what, I don't know him. And I think she mentions that she saw him in passing one time, but for the most part, she had no idea as to why his car was still there on that Rakadushi compound. The highest also states that when he's talking about Melinda, it's sad that of what she did because she could have caused us to go to the Raku prematurely, all because she killed Pope. And he was ready now. Y'all know he was ready to flip the switch. Y'all take the y'all fix the punch. He was absolutely ready to send everybody to the Raku. And in his mind, it would have been Melinda's fault. So the highest asked Ruth, what she was doing. She said she was folding laundry, basically because Sister Tally, she left. So it's like somebody got to make up for what somebody else, has done, the work that has to be done. And so the highest, he asked, well, do you think about Sister Tally? And Ruth, of course, says, no, I don't think about her. She's a deserter. Why would I think about her? And so the highest says, well, I think about you some good and then some bad. And when he says some bad, he has this little smirk on his face. So Ruth asked the highest, is there something that, she can do for him? And, as after he has made his comment about he thinks about her some good and some bad. And, she said, well, I can come to you, in her Ruth fashion. She can come to you, if I need you or if you need me, the highest, I am there for you, whatever you need me to do. And the highest like, no, I'm gonna take me about a 2 hour nap or a few hours, and then just tell Elder Mother to come and see me and in a few hours, okay? And so she said, basically, yes, your highest, and he moves on and she moves on. So So the highest makes his way to the finance trailer where he is talking to Joan, and he's saying, that it's really odd that Lilo would leave his car here, and not only did he leave his car, but he should be here by now. They said that Lilo normally comes around 3 or so. I'm assuming, it's around that time. And the highest may get high, but the highest is quite aware of some of the things that should be happening, i.e. Lilo. He knows when Lilo is supposed to come to that Retribution compound, and at this point, he knows that something isn't right. He says that he's gonna go back over to his trailer and he's gonna meditate. But if Lilo shows up to come and wake him, we know that that's not gonna happen. So the highest gonna probably sleep a very long time, cause at this point ain't no coming back for Lilo, y'all. Um, it's proven Lilo is dead, dead, dead. Okay, so Ruth Joan has been giving her instructions. Let the highest know if Lilo returns. But we all know that there's no coming back for Lilo. Y'all, can I tell y'all, in passing, as Ruth is going in the direction that she's going in, she sees Melinda. Melinda, poor thing, is struggling, struggling, struggling to walk. It's funny, but it's not funny, but it's funny because Ruth tried to warn Melinda. She tried to tell her, don't be so overzealous in the way that in your actions. Just take everything one step at a time. But nope, not Melinda. So she basically had to learn the hard way. And I'm going to try to include a little clip to show you guys Melinda and her walk. And mind you, Melinda still has one of those cowboy boots, her little black outfit, and a leather jacket. And it's sad, but it's funny because sometimes you just got to listen. And at this point, I'm pretty sure after this, Melinda will definitely listen. So the highest makes his way to the finance trailer where he is talking to Joan, and he's saying, that it's really odd that Lilo would leave his car here, and not only did he leave his car, but he should be here by now. They said that Lilo normally comes around 3 or so. I'm assuming, it's around that time. And the highest may get high, but the highest is quite aware of some of the things that should be happening, i.e. Lilo. He knows when Lilo is supposed to come to that Retribution compound, and at this point, he knows that something isn't right. He says that he's gonna go back over to his trailer and he's gonna meditate. But if Lilo shows up to come and wake him, we know that that's not gonna happen. So the highest gonna probably sleep a very long time, cause at this point ain't no coming back for Lilo, y'all. Um, it's proven Lilo is dead, dead, dead. Okay, so Ruth Joan has been giving her instructions. Let the highest know if Lilo returns. But we all know that there's no coming back for Lilo. So Ruth and Zane are in the kitchen and they're talking. They're preparing food, I guess for their night's dinner. And so anyway, Zane says, she asked Ruth, was she okay? And Ruth asked her, was she okay? And, she asked Ruth, was she thinking about, Tally? And yeah, of course, Ruth said, yeah, I'm worried about Tally. And same thing for Zane, I'm worried about Paula and Lacey. She says, but I have something to tell you. Um, Lacey says that she's going to tell about you and Joan if you don't help them get out of the punishment trailer. Now, at the end of the day, Ruth is like, how am I supposed to get them out of the punishment trailer? What is it that I'm supposed to do? But she says, okay, I need to come up with a plan to basically to distract Daikon so that he doesn't go to that punishment trailer anytime soon. So Ruth, Zane lets Ruth know they killed the elder mother, meaning elder mother Agnes, and she says that Daikon knows. And so at this point, Ruth is just like, God, I ain't gonna say she's talking to God, but she looks up and she's just like, please help us. So, she either talking to the Raku or she talking to the other God, okay? But she's just like, God help us. I mean, or help us. Like, because at this point, they're just stuck. They don't know what they're going to do. All of this stuff is just crazy, crazy, crazy with the highest and the ladies. At this point, they don't know what else to do. So Elder Mother Marva walks into the kitchen. Of course, these ladies can hear anything. So they kind of stop their conversation. And the Elder Mother walks into the kitchen and she says that Daikon and the crew are coming back through the back gate and to let him know I want to talk to him, and that you will be going to your trailer so you can so where you will meet your new roommate. Now, mind you, um Melinda and Ruth have already been roommates. I'm thinking when the elder mother said that you're gonna have a new roommate, that means she coming in with a whole new attitude. But at this point, y'all, we'll see. We'll see how much Melinda has changed since the punishment trailer, and then maybe she'll understand all of what Ruth has been trying to tell her. So Ruth has made her way over to Daikon's trailer. Daikon steps outside, and y'all, let me tell y'all the one of the other funniest things I done seen on this episode. I just want to know, when did Daikon start smoking? I knew he was a beer drinker, but when did Daikon start smoking? These people have stressed Daikon out to the point where all he know how to do right now is smoke. And so that's basically what it is. He has a cigarette up to his mouth. And so anyway, he asks, he talks to, Ruth. She done knocked on the man's trailer and everything. And he, he asked her, he said they have a little conversation, but then she gets ready to walk away. So basically what Ruth went over to the trailer to do was to tell Daikon that Elder Mother Marva wanted to, see her or to see him. And so Daikon is like, basically I'll get there whenever I get there. I'm just looking at him like, Daikon, you're not running anything, sir. You have literally lost control over this Retribution compound that you're running. But no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You are losing and have lost control. There is so much going on at this point. So anyway, Ruth goes, she gets ready to walk away, and Daikon says, basically to come into his trailer. So Ruth goes into the trailer and they're having this dialogue. It's always a dialogue between the two of them. But they're having this conversation, just saying that they look the scene looks a little seductive, but Daikon, he's gonna turn this whole thing around on her. So Ruth has made her way over to Daikon's trailer. Daikon steps outside, and y'all, let me tell y'all one of the other funniest things I done seen on this episode. I just want to know, when did Daikon start smoking? I knew he was a beer drinker, but when did Daikon start smoking? These people have stressed Daikon out to the point where all he know how to do right now is smoke. And so that's basically what it is. He has a cigarette up to his mouth. And so anyway, he asks, he talks to, Ruth. She done knocked on the man's trailer and everything. And he, he asked her, he said they have a little conversation, but then she gets ready to walk away. So basically what Ruth went over to the trailer to do was to tell Daikon that Elder Mother Marva wanted to, see her or to see him. And so Daikon is like, basically I'll get there whenever I get there. I'm just looking at him like, Daikon, you're not running anything, sir. You have literally lost control over this Retribution compound that you're running. But no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You are losing and have lost control. There is so much going on at this point. So anyway, Ruth goes, she gets ready to walk away, and Daikon says, basically come into his trailer. So Ruth goes into the trailer and they're having this dialogue. It's always a dialogue between the two of them. But they're having this conversation, just saying that they look a little the scene looks a little seductive, but Daikon, he's gonna turn this whole thing around on her. So their dialogue basically leads to Daikon asking Ruth, was she about to walk up to the heights during the time that they all were in the pavilion? And so Ruth says, yes, I was going to walk up to him and I was going to tell him that I wanted to, but I didn't. And he said, so who would you have told him that you wanted to do, it with? And Daikon, he like, he basically trying to make sure that Ruth is not about to blow up their spot. But she says, I was gonna tell the highest that I wanted it to be with him. And Daikon, he's a little bit more relaxed at this point because he feels like Ruth would not reveal their situation. But at the end of the day, he absolutely questioned her just to see what her motives were or what her intentions were when she was about to set up to go before everybody at the pavilion. So basically, the conversation between Ruth and Daikon was basically to try to prevent Daikon from going over to the punishment trailers where Oliver, Lacey, and Paula were. So she did everything, had every conversation that she could, such as saying, basically telling him, hey, I want to know what your plan is. And basically, she said, because it turned me on. So, with that being said, like I said, y'all, that's just another stall tactic so that Daikon wouldn't end up going to the punishment trailer with the three people that are in the punishment trailer. Um, but at the end of the day, she says to Daikon, "Will you come see me afterwards?" And Daikon is just like he's not really falling for her because at this point he done call her all kind of. He called her a the bottom B, and she was, all type of hoes, excuse my language, y'all. But that's what he said. And so anyway, Ruth, being Ruth, doing whatever she had to do to try to keep him from going to that punishment trailer. So anyway, Ruth is walking out of Daikon's punishment trailer, and Daikon follows behind her, and up walks Clark. Clark walks up to, Daikon and says that Tally and the rest of the crew are at that back gate. And so you see Daikon and Clark and two or three other Rakadushi soldiers that hop on the motorcycles and make their way towards that back gate to try to, catch up with those Rakadushi cult members that have tried to escape. So Elder Mother sees Ruth and she has Melinda with her as well, and they basically are getting ready to go to the trailer where Melinda and Ruth reside. Um, but Elder Mother asked Ruth, did she tell Daikon that she wanted to see him? Ruth says yes, but he was on an assignment and it looked like an emergency. So she says okay. So they make their way onto Melinda and Ruth's trailer. So then we have Zane, who has made her way with two bowls of food. I'm assuming some type of soup or whatever that is that's in the bowl. Um, so she takes the bowl to try to give it to Paula and Lacey. Paula and Lacey are, like, oh, we don't want to eat. Can't you smell it in here? And she's like, is that Elder Mother? So yeah, they smell the body of they're starting to smell the body of Elder Mother Agnes. And so basically, they're saying no, we don't want to eat, but then They say Lacey says just give my give my food to Oliver. He needs to eat. So basically, that's exactly what Vane does. The food to she gives the food. She gives one bowl to Lacey. Or I'm sorry, one bowl to Paula, and they're gonna share their food. Then she gives the other bowl over to Oliver. So Elder Mother, Ruth, as well as Melinda, make their way to the trailer. Um, Basically, Ruth is, sitting there having a conversation with Melinda and tells her this is how it is. Basically, I tried to tell you in the very beginning, but you didn't want to listen. You was a little too zealous in the things that you were doing, and you were too open with it. So that's what they do. This is what happens to us. We are punished. Um, she wasn't justifying what is done, but she was just telling Melinda this is what happens. And so she pulls out some form of some type of ointment. Everybody got their CBD oil and some kind of ointment. I don't know where Ruth got. But it was like some type of ointment that she was able to rub on Melinda's bruises. And she had already told her, look, it hurts. I don't want to hurt anymore. That's what Melinda said to Ruth. But Ruth was like, just put this on the bruises, and you'll be okay. And so that's pretty much what Melinda did. She allowed Ruth to rub the ointment on her, and then she Melinda finally came out of her mouth and had to apologize for the way that she had been speaking to Ruth. Like she finally acknowledged it. Hey, I was wrong. I apologize for the way that I spoke to you. And so, as the old people used to say, a hard A make a soft A, make a soft behind. So a hard head make a soft behind, and that's exactly what happened with Melinda. She had to learn the hard way. All right, y'all. So let me get to the next scene, okay? So not only do we get to the next scene, y'all, we get to the final scene. We finally see our girl Tally as well as Brother Jay and Sister Bernita, who, along with 4 or 5 other Rockadooshie cult members, who decided that they wanted to leave the Rockadooshie compound. However, yes, we see them, but the only problem is now, not only do we see them, but so do Clark and Daikon and the rest of the Rockadooshie soldiers who have begun to chase them. So that's it. That was it, the end of the episode, you guys. And I think we are on a break until January 11th. If that's not the case, your girl will be back next week. But I'm thinking, because based on what was posted, that we won't get another episode until January 11th. But like I said, you guys, if we get another episode next week, then I will be back to give you guys a review. But that pretty much, for the most part, that was it. The ones that tried to escape last week or the week prior, yeah, they have been spotted and they are running. We don't know, and they were there having a conversation, discussing, well, where are you going to go, Tally? Where are you going to go, Jay? Where are you going to go? And at this point, nobody has a plan as to where they're really going to go. At first, Tally was like, well, we can go to the sheriff department, but then Jay says, they're in on it, meaning the sheriff, and it's only one sheriff department in that small little town. So Jay says that they're in on it also. So at this point, yeah, y'all, they really stuck for real. Um, and we always had speculations that even Brian had speculations that there was something up with the highest. Well, I'm sorry, that there was something up with Sheriff Conley, but now it's pretty much confirmed that Sheriff Conley has something to do, or he is in on it. Now, maybe he was referring to Polk, but I don't know. But they pretty much made it clear that the sheriff department has something to do with the Rockadooshie, or that they were in on the Rockadooshie compound. So that wasn't gonna be a safe place for them to go. All right. Well, that's it. That's the cliffhanger. I think, like I said, I think we won't have a new episode until January 11th. But if we do have another episode, your girl will be right back here to give you guys the tea, the